Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and this is Tlatoani. This is a Aztec civilization builder, city builder style game where you have to build a magnificent metropolis in an Aztec world. Let's jump into things and see what we have in store, shall we? Right, so we are going to be playing one of the scenarios, which I think best demonstrates exactly what this game is all about. And as we jump into things, I should point out that this video has been sponsored by the publisher, Paradox Arc, so thank you very much to Paradox for sponsoring this video. You can check out links to the game down in the description below. It is in early access as of today, so check it out if indeed you are interested. Right, what have we got going on? Well, this is the center of what will hopefully become our metropolis. And we have a fortress here and we have a trading post. I'll explain what all of that means. However, before we do that, we should have a little look around at the geography of the land, because geography in this game plays a particularly important role. Lots and lots of water, some barren sort of land over here. Which is fine, and then some sort of grass, which is good for crops, maize, chilies, that sort of good stuff. Okay, up in the top left-hand corner, we have got maize, we have got timber, we have got clay, and we have got stone, and we're going to want to set up production of all of those resources pretty darned quickly. We're also going to want to try and get ourselves a few common workers, and we're also going to want to get ourselves a few more elite workers. We need both of them. We've got our cash here, which is axe monies, which is funds, treasury funds, and then we also have city symmetry, which is effectively like a balance of sort of how religiously feeling our city is and how sort of true to the god's will we actually are. Anyway, let's get the basics done. A couple of things that we need to get down pretty much immediately. We need to get the farmer's hut down. The farmer's hut is absolutely key to food, and what we should probably do is we should probably have a little look at one of the many information overlays for the fertility overlay. The fertility overlay effectively is going to tell us how good the crops grow in certain areas, and honestly, it looks like this area is reasonably fertile. Yeah, this is not a bad place to grow some crops. So let's see if we can try and zone some farmers' huts over here. I think we'll do something like did that place there and there. Okay, I think 3 farmers' huts for now will be totally fine. We'll get some walkways out to there. That is grand. That is looking good, and hopefully this should all get built in pretty short time, which is grand. Brilliant. Okay. What's next? Well, we've got ourselves a farming operation, which is nice. Let's chat about the materials that we're going to need in order to build all of this stuff. So it is right over here, industry and materials. A sawyer is going to be what we use to get ourselves some wood. And in fact, I'm going to get 2 sawyers. There we go. We need to make sure that the sawyers are within. Actually, yeah, I'm going to build it right there. We need to make sure that the sawyer is within... Raise that quickly. Within range of the trading post. Essentially, the trading post is going to be able to control and distribute to some extent. We'll sort of talk about it more in depth later. But the trading post is effectively a storage facility and also can handle imports and exports. It's pretty darn cool, actually, the way that it works, but... we'll talk about that in a little bit, as I say. We're also going to get a stone quarry. A stone quarry needs to be in proximity to stone, so we'll get it over there. And again, it needs to be in proximity to the... There we go, in proximity to the trading post, so we'll get that all built, which is grand. Excellent. And then we can maybe, after this is all finished being built, we can maybe look at getting ourselves a proper little town center, which is going to be grand. Our sawyer has been built, which is great. Our peeps are immediately going to work tending the forest. Excellent. That is exactly what we like to see. Okay, yeah, what do we need in a town? Well, the most important thing that we need, I suppose, in any town is some homes. So let's see if we can try and zone some homes. I think we'll go for something like this. We don't necessarily need to have a super sort of consistent layout, but I think something like this would be pretty darn decent. It's not going to take a tremendous amount of materials in order to build these homes. Construction cost is 2 clay, 8 timber. Oh yeah, I should almost certainly get myself something to replenish my clay supplies. A clay pit. Clay needs to be in this vicinity because it needs to be close to water, which is grand. We will build it here or thereabouts. Is there any chance that we can get it closer to town? Yeah, you know, maybe something like that. We're gonna need to be careful about this because I don't believe that we're gonna be able to reach the trading post with that facility, but that's fine. We'll worry about that in just a sec. For now, let's focus on getting our houses in the center of town built up, which is pretty darn important. Right, so we've got the common house down. If we have a little click on this, we can see at a glance what we need. First of all, this home needs access to a market. We need to get a market. A market is the most important sort of distribution point to all of the homes in a certain area. So I think right about here is pretty decent. We'll build the market there. We'll at least get it zoned, which is just fine. 3 timber, a stone. Fine, we'll get that built, and once that is built, that will allow access to a market, which is good. Now, there's a whole bunch of other sort of, I guess, services that are required in order to ensure that these people that live in these houses have got a good quality of life. First of all, security. Now, the fortress, which is one of our initial buildings, that provides security to some of these houses here. So we can actually see that the fortress is giving plus 15 security, 100% access, which is great. Now, we also need to get things like clinics and civics or schools, diversions, stuff for people to do, and access to religion. And if we're able to fulfill all of those requirements, then people hopefully will be quite happy indeed. That's effectively it. Are we making progress with this road? We should be hopefully making progress with this road in due course when people come along and try and fix it, or try and build it, I should say. Right, clay pit as well. That is fun. Fine. We're probably going to get ourselves a porter's, one of these things, a porter stop, or indeed a porter yard, which is pretty darn useful because it will effectively allow, it's another sort of point of input for the trading posts. Let's build a porter's yard over here because I feel like we're probably going to have a little bit of extra industrial stuff in this vicinity. Right, I've not really talked about what's going on in the top left-hand corner. This is our objectives. We need to fulfill all of these requirements: prosperity, culture, might, prestige, and population. That is what we need to do in order to fulfill the scenario, which is hopefully what we are going to do. Right, let's continue to press on. Mason yard, very, very important building. Effectively going to allow us to repair all of our buildings. Allows them all to remain in good form, which is what we're after. That's grand. Let's go into multiple times speed so that we can get some stuff done. That's good. What else? Religion. I really want to talk about religion in more detail. I really also want to get myself an alcove. An alcove is going to be a point of diversion, which is quite nice. Let's get an alcove right over there, and let's get a little bit more walkway over here. Let's raise that bit of walkway. That's fine. That's good. Our houses are being built over here, which is absolutely spectacular. Love to see it. And so now, if we have a little look at this common house, we should be able to see, yep, so there's market goods. We've got access to market goods, which is really, really nice. We don't have access to pottery yet, but we do have a clay pit, which has been built, which is grand. In fact, I might want to get some more clay pits. And along with the clay pits, we might want to get... sure, put that over there. Yeah, along with the clay pit, let's see if we can try and get a kiln. So a kiln is going to make pottery. Pottery, very, very important. Very important Aztec good, apparently, which is fine. Right, our city mood is good, and people wish to come to my city. That is great. That is really, really, really important. And in fact, if we have a little look at our population and demographics page, we can actually see at a glance exactly how we're doing. We have no citizens living in these farming huts yet. That's fine. It's going to happen. Don't worry. We do have people living in these common homes. That's cool. We're happy with that. We've also got plenty of space. Age structure, which is grand. City mood is at 65%. People are pleased with me, which is what we like to hear. That is great. Okay. So we don't have anybody living in these farmers' huts yet, but when we do, it's going to be pretty darn important because they are going to hopefully provide food for me. Now, there's a whole bunch of different types of fields that we can build, and I think we're probably going to build quite a few maize fields. Maize are, I guess, is the sort of default food stuff. We can assign up to 32 tiles per house here, which is, I guess... yeah, fine. It is a little bit swampy over here, so we're going to need to be... we need to be a little bit careful of exactly how we do this. But to be honest, no big deal there whatsoever. You might have more problems, but to be honest... yeah. There is a distinct advantage. I'll speak about the distinct advantage in just a sec. There is a distinct advantage of having... This is looking really, really weird, but it's actually fine. There's a distinct advantage to having all of the farms in this vicinity, and I'll tell you why. It's because we are close to a source of irrigation, i.e., a source of water over here, which is what we can do. We can actually build canals into our fields if we so desire. But either way, this should all get built up. We're starting to get a few people living in these farmers' huts, which is great because that is going to be very, very important for our food supplies. Very, very good. Okay, we now have an alcove, which is for diversion, which is one of the requirements for people living over here. It doesn't look like anybody's actually working in this facility yet, but that will happen. And when it does, the need will be fulfilled, which is great. Okay, citizens feel uplifted and are enthusiastic. That is great. We love it, we love it, we love it. People are coming to live here, and that makes me very, very happy indeed. My clay pits are working away. We're producing goods, which is fantastic. Oh, yeah, I should set up clay to be accepted by the porter yard, which is grand. I should also set up pottery to balance and balance. Effectively, this is going to mean that we are going to hold all of the resources, but if we have more than 50%, i.e. more than 4 clay, we're going to send the clay away to another trading post, like here, for example, which is totally fine because we can store up to 8 clay over there if we so need to, which is grand. All right, our maize is looking pretty darn good. We've got the farmers' huts, great. Loving this. This is looking good. We are maxed out on our capacity in the farmers' huts, so that is fine. This is looking grand. This is looking grand. Do we need a flutist? We need a flutist to work here. We need some artworks. Now, artworks can be made at the mason yard, so it should just be a case of moving an artwork over here. I can get more houses if I need to, but I don't actually need any additional houses. Poor nutrition is becoming a problem. Yeah, let's actually address that. Oh, and let's talk about the specific stats of this field. So we can see, for example, this maize field is 40% ripe. It's got fertility of 56%, which is pretty good. This is the best, sort of most fertile area. It's tended by the farmer's hut, which is grand, but it is not irrigated. Now, if we want to irrigate something, what we can do effectively is build a canal right over here, which is fine. It's very, very easy to do. It's just going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of resource. And yep, you're too deep, but that's fine. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to get this all built, but it's not a big deal. Also worth noting that the canal is half cost over swamp, so that is the advantage to having this over here. It really, really is. It's good to try and produce. It's good to try and produce food in this sort of general vicinity. We'll let those canals get built, and in fact, I maybe don't necessarily have to go all the way out with this one. We could just sort of like, there we go, merge into that one there. I think that'll work just fine. Our food reserves are low. Yeah, I know, but we're fixing it. Don't worry. We're fixing it. We're doing just fine. We're short of common workers, not a problem at all. What else do I want to? What else do I want to do? Military stuff. Yeah, we'll talk about the military stuff when I'm inevitably raided. Clay pit, Sawyer, stone quarry. We are fine for all of those. We're all good on that. I should probably try and get some additional farms. Yeah, probably want to get some additional farms. We also probably want to set up a granary. Lacks wood. This home needs access to more clean water. Oh yeah, we do need to effectively bear in mind that none of the services that are open to the sort of town center are available over here. And in fact, I haven't even finished getting the town center services set up. So we still need to sort out health, civic, diversion, and religion. So let's maybe do that. So civic here, tax collector gathers taxes. I mean, nobody wants a tax collector. Requires a scenic neighborhood. We don't even have a scenic neighborhood yet. That's fine. We'll deal with that in due course. Right, let's get a... It's a school. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it is effectively a school. It's fine. Health and safety. We love health and safety. We're going to get a sweeper to sweep the streets, and we're going to get a sentry post, which is going to provide yet more security. We're also going to grab ourselves a well dipper. Here, maybe? Yeah, I kind of envisioned putting houses here, so maybe a well dipper over there. That's not looking too bad. That's not looking too bad. What else? Don't feel like we need any more diversions. That's fine. And yeah, religion. We need to get sorted on religion. Oh, look, my canals are coming along just fine. That's great. Okay, irrigation is happening. Needs more timber to develop. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We can maybe get a little setup over here. Yeah, I'm thinking, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a sort of, not necessarily an alternative town center, but an alternative town center. That's what we're going to do. It doesn't need to be super sort of developed, but a sentry post, that's fine. A well dipper, you know, all the sort of basic services that we need to get. Alcove, put that around the back. There we go. That's fine. We're also going to get some shrines. We're definitely going to get some shrines over here. Mason yard, excellent. And do we need a trading post? I mean, we need a market, that's for darn sure. Market over here, and probably a porter yard. Just to be on the safe side if we end up sort of developing sort of further industry in this area. Now, what I would like to get is I would like to set up some more. Yep, that's fine. I would like to set up some more farmers' huts over here, because I think we're definitely going to need them. Oh, yeah, there's also something else that I should get. I should get myself a granary. Farming and food. Not in farming and food. It is... Yeah, it's here. A granary. Store foodstuffs for extended periods with minimal spoiling. It makes perfect sense for the granary to go nearby all of the farms that are going to be producing the food. Very, very important indeed. Right, we do need a lot of people to work in all of these facilities, but that's fine. How are we doing for housing? We're getting there. It's fine. We're working on it. Probably going to build more farmers' huts. Going to build more farmers' huts in a little bit. But we should have access to all of the resources. This home needs timber to develop. Yep, we're working on that. The Sawyer's producing timber, and in fact, we will say accepts timber. We'll also say accepts maize. This granary should definitely accept maize. Lots and lots of it. In fact, actually, maybe don't accept maize, because we can just stick it straight into the granary, which is fine. Timber accepts. Anything else that we need? Pottery probably accepts. Clay accepts. Stone accepts. Yeah, that's fine too. Okay, look at that. So we should have most of the services that we need for the farmer's hut. It still needs timber to develop, but that's okay because the small market now has timber, which is great, and we just need for that to be fed in. In fact, if I say timber getting, yeah, timber from other storages will be delivered here. Or even balance, that's fine. That should mean that things will develop accordingly. Nice. Okay. Our expenses have outstripped our income this year. That's not good. That is not good at all. We could increase property taxes, business taxes, but that didn't raise any money. So, yeah, there's basically no reason to do that. At least not yet, anyway. Right. Maize is looking pretty good. Maize is looking pretty darn good. If I'm not mistaken, though, we are still importing maize. Maize is being sought for import from another city. We'll talk about another city in just a second, but for now, it would be really, really good if we could sort of cut back on that import and instead try and, you know, maybe make a little bit more maize ourselves. 240 bucks. I mean, it's not a crazy amount, but hey. Anyway, right. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We've got some properly irrigated fields. So the way that irrigation works is that it will irrigate 3 tiles at either side of this channel that I've put down, which is grand. I tell you what, if I queue all of this up for removal, we could maybe make this look a little bit less bad. It is a bit of a time commitment to remove swamp, but we'll do it because it'll mean that I get a bunch of extra space. Yeah, fine. Get that all removed. That's grand, and then we'll redo the farmer's hut here. Nice. Also, pottery, let's put that onto balance so that if we have spare pottery over here, which we do not yet, but I'm sure that will come with the kiln, it will be taken to here and it will be distributed by the market, so that's grand. How are we doing population-wise? Yeah, I'm going to need to increase my population pretty drastically, so let's do it. Right. More houses. Okay, that's looking real good. That's looking real good. Let's also get some more farmers' huts. That's good too. And let's raise this so that we can give ourselves a little bit more sort of space to play around with. Also looking to try and get additional types of crops. We probably don't just want maize. Floating gardens allow land to be reclaimed from swamps. Yeah, okay, maybe. Maybe. Can we not build on here? We can definitely build these floating garden things. Do we need to build this first? Let's build this first. And then see what we can build after that. All right. Good. So we also can get some fruit trees. Fruit trees we can't place directly in the swamp, but that is fine. Right. Raiders. Maya raiders have arrived to despoil the city. Go to the invasion point and let's have a little look. Okay. So this is going to be a reoccurring problem, but these guys have entered the map. There we go. And we can see that they've got a little attack flag here, and there's, well, it looks like there's 4 of them. But thankfully, we are not completely undefended. We actually have armies of our own. So if I click this button down in the bottom right-hand corner here, we can rally our troops to this point. Now, we have 2 captains that are available. These captains, by the way, are our noble families or our elite workers. Very, very important. We've got 2 captains, 6 troops. This is determined by, in part, our fortress. You can see we got 2 captains, 6 spearmen. We can train recruits as well. We can get more sort of defensive buildings, and we can also get sort of like stockades and barracks. There we go, stockades, gatehouses, walls, barracks, etc. But for now, we're just going to see our troops march all the way over to this flag, and we should see them engage on redeploy to here. There we go. And we should be able to take him out. Not too much bother. There is fighting happening. I don't know where the other chump is, but he's around there somewhere. Redeploy. Ah, there he is. Redeploy. Redeploy over there. And fantastic. Maya raiders have been dispatched and pose no further threat to our cities. We We suffered no casualties. Cool. And just like that, we can sort of disband our troops, get back to our operation, which is grand. Okay, right. Maize fields. Yeah, they must be placed close to land of the canals. Are we able to do something with this? We able to do something with this? No, we're not able to actually build on this swampy land. That's a shame. Right. Well, maybe I do need to do something with this maize. I did want to get some better canal operation. Let me see if I can try and do. See if I can do that. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not looking too bad either. Although, I will want to have a canal right down the center here. Sure, this feels a bit hodgepodge, but it's fine. Let's get some fruit trees. Some fruit trees over here. Okay, that's a pretty decent. I feel like that's a pretty decent operation. Ah, there we go. That's exactly why I can't build. That's exactly why I can't build maize on these tiles over here, because it floods. That is pretty cool. I like that. Also, that is unreachable and not necessary to build, so we can delete that. That's fine. Okay, everything's looking pretty darn good. Let's chat about religion and how that sort of impacts things. So, two different types of religious buildings that we can build. We can build a shrine and we can build a temple. Temple costs an absolute arm and a leg, costs an awful lot. Shrines are pretty small, so we can get shrines to different gods here, and they all do different things. So, a shrine to Tlaloc, for example, enables the growth of all vegetation and can ward off flooding and sickness, which is quite nice. We also want to try and put the shrine in a place that has good symmetry. That is the sort of best. That's the best sort of. That's the best. Divine symmetry. Look at that. That's the best that a god can ask for. Divine symmetry, which is what we love. So let's get that temple right over there and see what that means for us. Also, these farmers' huts should be pretty darn happy. They don't have diversion. Ah, that's because the alcove is not actually connected up to a... Not actually connected up to a road yet. And let's build another one over here. There we go. And you should have access to diversion and religion in just a second. So the symmetry is fantastic. This is great. Very, very happy with that. This is all looking great. We're pretty chuffed with this. How are we doing? We got loads and loads of houses, loads and loads. Oh, look at this. We got a small cottage. Excellent. Which one is upgraded to a small cottage? It's over here. Okay, so we've actually upgraded because we've got all of the right materials that we need, or all of the right... that alcove just doesn't reach over here. Let's relocate this bad boy over to there. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll stick a road right through the center, and that is definitely going to allow access to an alcove. But effectively, all of these houses have had all of the resources that they need, all of the services provided that they need, which is great. Makes me very, very happy indeed. Right, what do you need? You need access to religion as well. Well, let's see if we can try and get ourselves another temple. So we've already got a shrine to Tlaloc over in the sort of food production area, which is great. Also, I'm going to turn off imports. We'll just say balance. Sure, that'll be okay for now. It's going to cut down on our imports. God of War, patron, watches over your soldiers and your empire. Transmute the blood of the slain into wealth and rich harvests. Sure. Okay, let's see if we can try and find somewhere that's got decent symmetry. Strong symmetry is pretty good. Quite like strong symmetry. Good symmetry. Weak symmetry. Yeah, I mean... Awful symmetry. Good symmetry. Average. Weak. I think... I think the place that's got strong, it's not quite divine, but it's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. Yeah, we should probably be thinking a bit more about where we're going to place these temples, but it's fine. Good symmetry. Awful, good. Good, strong. Yeah, sure. You know what? 2 temples next to each other. That's fine. I'm quite happy with that. Right. So, and with that, I very, very much hope that everybody should have absolutely everything that they need. And we should be able to nab ourselves a few upgraded houses, which is quite nice. Some of our masons lack clay and stone. Do they? Maybe somebody lacks stone. I mean, to be fair, we only have 1 stone facility. We can definitely get on top of that. Here we go. Build, 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 baby. This is great. This is all looking very, very good. Oh, look at that. All of these bad boys have upgraded to small cottages. We just need a few civics, by the way. And a civic could be... I don't believe there's anything stopping us from building a tax collector. So let's do that, shall we? And let's also see if we can try and connect in tax collector over there. So that will allow taxes to be collected from most of the buildings here. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll also get one of these bad boys because this is going to allow us to get the civics fulfilled in the small cottage, which is great. Pretty decent, if I do indeed say so myself. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. We need to sort out the irrigation over here. Oh, look! Our ground has become solid. That's great. Let's immediately build more of that stuff, shall we? We're gonna need to extend the canals out in order to build more of it. Raise all of this. Raise all of this. Get rid of all of this. Oops. Okay. So it just takes like a little... It just takes a little while to get built. That's fine. Right. Let's get a canal extended out here. That's looking good. And so 1, 2, 3 blocks. 2, 3 blocks. Sure. Let's leave it at that. That should make all the difference. And then we can zone all of this to be built into floating gardens, which will eventually come good for us. I hope, at least. There we go. Big infrastructure project. I like this. I like this a lot. This is looking good. Thankfully, we've got loads and loads of resources to spend on all of this, so it's totally fine. A chili bed? Sure. Let's put in some chilies here. Why the heck not? Poor nutrition is becoming a problem. Disease is becoming a problem. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, let's see if we can try and turn that around. Right, is this tax collector going to start making me money? I really, really hope it is. I'm not overly optimistic, though. Property tax? Wow, okay. Actually, legitimately making money. Legitimately making money. That is good. Okay, common home. We should have satisfied all of the requirements, I do indeed believe, which is great. This home has everything that it needs for the moment. If it's got everything that it needs, it's effectively going to take a year for it to upgrade. So we will have a little while to wait before things start happening there. But that is not necessarily the end of the world. We're quite happy with that. Also, we need to get this area irrigated. I have not yet got... I can't even see my canal under here. I can start building from the back up, though, can't I? There we go. Yeah, I've done this wrong. It's not necessarily the end of the world. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a few more canals than necessary. We love canals. Let's do it anyway. What the heck? Excellent. Okay, so food is looking pretty darn good. I feel like we're okay. We can always start importing additional food if we need. Speaking of importing food, I should probably chat about the way that the trade works. So, button in the top right-hand corner, we can have a little look. Ooh, look, traders traveling to us. This is our home city over here. People are ecstatic. We got 1,000 population. No, basically no garrison, etc. This is cool. There's also another city on the map. It is our ally. They're also pretty happy. They've got a decent population. Imported, exported, etc. This is what we are able to import from them. This is what they are looking to have imported. So, for example, pottery, furniture, cacao, and jewelry. Now, we're only making one of those things. We're making pottery. We're making it over here, right? So what we could do is we could look to try and export a little bit of pottery. Oops. Here we go. Yeah, we could look to start exporting a little bit of pottery. It's not maybe the craziest idea in the world. Ooh, look, there are other cities as well, clearly that we haven't discovered. Ah, okay. Okay. But yeah, I mean, we could look to export pottery. I don't think it's really going to make a difference. I think we're going to solve our sort of financial issues quite normally if we're able to get on top of the import situation, the maize situation. So I'm reasonably happy about that. But yeah, we could look to export pottery if we wanted to, which is just fine. Now, can I finish this Grand Canal over here? Right. So this is canal here. Yeah, so just link that up, right? Yeah. This is a messy swampy area, but that's all looking good. This is now irrigated, which is great. Have we finished building all this stuff yet? Yeah, we finished building that. Okay. It's probably just going to take a little bit of time just to get unflooded and fix itself, but that's fine. All right. So yeah, we should also probably have a little look at our city aspects. This is effectively the sort of missions that we need to complete in order to beat this specific scenario. Mood, we don't actually need any sort of mood level, but we do need sort of like prosperity. How much money is in the city? Do we have houses? Do we have housing for elite people? Is there destitution? Size of your slave and homeless population, which will negatively impact things, which is grand. Also, culture. Culture is doing pretty darn good. If we were to build a royal palace, that would be even better. How much is it going to cost me to build a royal palace? I would bet quite a darned lot, if I had to guess. Yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a lot. I mean, build that over here. Yeah, we need to get a gold artwork. I don't have a gold artwork. At least not as far as I'm aware. Noble compound as well. Yeah, that's maybe not a bad idea to get a noble compound. That's fine. I mean, sure, what the heck? We'll start building the royal palace. We might as well. What else do I want to get? Small market, large market. We've already got 2 small markets, which is fine. A cistern. Require fresh water, which is kind of cool. Allows us to store water. That is really, really nice. Big temples. The Great Temple. Again, gold artwork is a requirement. House of Song. Memorials. A ball court. Okay. Herbalist, which is going to allow us to have. Which is going to allow us to treat some injuries. There we go. Anything else? Higher education, a library. Looks like a library is only used for elite. And we can get sort of higher education, but it will need to have decent symmetry. It doesn't need to have decent symmetry, but it's better that it does. Yeah, my city is not very symmetrical. That's for sure. Okay. something that we can think about. Yeah, jeweler, armorer, blade napper, cloth weaver, goldsmith. Yeah, goldsmiths prepare gold artwork for the completion of my most magnificent structures. That's what I'm after. That's absolutely what I'm after. The problem is, though, I don't believe that I will have any resources to throw into it. But let's build it and sort of see how that goes anyway. I mean, this is not much of a metropolis, but it's looking pretty darn good if I do indeed say so myself. I'm reasonably happy with how this is all looking. Yeah. Fire in the city. A stone quarry has caught fire. Is that within range of my well dipper? My well dipper is here. Ah. That well dipper services pretty much every building in the city with the exception of these two. So, yes, it would make perfect sense that my one and only building that wasn't covered by a well dipper would catch fire. That would make perfect sense. Also, let's accept other stuff. Oh yeah, I haven't got meat, fish, salt, any of that. I mean, there's a wharf, for example. If we get access to terrain that is conducive to that, like up here, for example, then we could get ourselves a wharf, start fishing. A turkey hutch. It's maybe not a bad idea. Get a turkey hutch over there. What the heck? Yep, the ruins of the stone quarry. My well dipper, my extra well dipper was built just a little bit too late, which is a crying shame. Look at this. This is coming good actually now. This is looking really, really decent. Very, very, very happy with that. Noble compound. The elites are moving in, which is great. The elites need more diversion. They don't actually have as much as they need. Also, look at this small house. This is upgrading. So effectively, all we need to do is add more and more services to make sure that everybody has what they need in order to ensure that these houses level up and become larger and allow us to house a larger and larger population. At the moment, we're about a fifth of the way there, which is grand. Pretty reasonably happy with that. I should also point out, there's a journal there. That's fine. So we've already sort of talked about the population demographics section. There is a labor and employment bit as well, which is going to allow us to assign people to work. I mean, we've not really needed to worry about workers too much over the course of this playthrough, but that's fine. Population demographics, treasury, we've chatted about. I think, you know what, mostly we're going to get on top of our financial situation, which is pretty darn good. Stocks and commerce, we can have a little look at all of this. There's some reminders that we can set up too. Services, yep, this is a little overview of all of the different services that we've got in the city. We can set up festivals, which is kind of nice. For example, a lesser feast for the deceased. We could set up a small feast, which is great. Satisfaction is going to be at 50%. That's fine, but we would need some milky beverages reserved for your nobles, elders, and priesthood, and we'd need 50 of those. And we can set the patron god as well. Oh, sacrifices! I don't want to do any sacrifices. This is what all the gods think of me at the moment. Mostly the ones that I have shrines for are happy with me. The ones that I don't have shrines for are not happy with me. Who'd have thunk it? My military sort of setup, which effectively consists of 1 building and 2 sentry posts. That's fine. And then, as I've already chatted about, the city aspects, which effectively is about growing our population, prestige, might, culture, and prosperity to a place where things will be good enough to win, to beat the scenario. But anyway, ladies and gents, we're actually going to wrap things up right about now. Thank you ever so much for watching. Check out a link to the game down in the description below. Thank you again to Paradox for sponsoring this video. Nice little game. I like it. I really, really do. There is a campaign. There's some random maps that you can play, and there's also the scenario which I've been playing on right here. Thank you very much for those raiders. But anyway, yeah, nice little game. Really enjoyed my time with it. Can't wait to play more of it in the future. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.